Recently, Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou have agreed to fight in a heavyweight bout on social media. Jon Jones would post this on his Twitter saying, "Who would you guys consider the quicker and more technical striker, Thiago Santos or Francis? If you guys think I wouldn't take this fight, you're insane. I have absolutely nothing else to prove as a light heavyweight. I'd love that big money fight right around now. Send the deal." Francis Ngannou would respond back on his Instagram saying, "Everybody do have punching power, my friend, but not my power. I hit you like this, you won't keep going." Jon Jones would comment on the post saying, "Bro, with all that power comes a limited amount of time, it's effective. If you can't get me out in the first or second, good luck keeping up with my pace and my fight IQ. I'll literally pick you apart." He followed up with, "What's your plan to defeat one of the most clever fighters in the history of the sport? Oh easy, I'm going to swing at his head and knock him out," said every opponent I've ever faced. At UFC Final 171, Anthony Smith lost to Glover Teixeira by TKO in the 5th round. After the fight, Ariel Helwani tweeted this. He went on to say, "Just spoke to Anthony Smith via text. Injury suffered tonight, broken nose, broken orbital bone, 2 missing teeth, and a cut under his right eye. 1 tooth in the front and 1 towards the back. He said his real teeth." Anthony Smith released a statement on his Instagram saying, "Everybody's arguing about good stop, bad corner, good corner, blah blah blah. I'm still winning, and I'm exactly where I need to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. All that time spent worrying about me needs to be spent somewhere a little more productive." On the latest podcast of Hot Boxing, Mike Tyson praised Conor McGregor's skills in his boxing match with Floyd Mayweather. Conor McGregor posted his reaction on his Twitter saying, "Thank you, Mike, and just know for the inevitable rematch, with the knowledge I hold of Floyd's style, plus under the tutelage of my old school boxing coach, I will crack the puzzle and I will beat Floyd. I promise my life on it. It is great to see you back, Iron Mike." Recently, Jon Jones reacted to Anthony Smith losing to Glover Teixeira. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "Good thing Glover is not on the hunt for a new TV." This tweet was a dig at Anthony Smith's recent home invasion. Here's how Glover Teixeira reacted to the tweet.
That's so stupid. That's so stupid, you know. I don't talk shit about Jon Jones, man. People ask me all the time what he's done, and getting with whatever he done, like hitting pregnant woman, and I never judge people outside. I even told him, me, man. I'd never judge anybody outside of the octagon, and I say, hey, it's not my job to judge him outside of the octagon. Whatever he does outside, we all do stupid shit, and for him to say something like that, man, that's so stupid, because the guy have a family there, and that's probably the stupid thing he ever say, Tell Jon Jones to take care of his stuff, man. He's like, got a lot of stuff to take care of,
She told me put my heart in the bag and nobody gets hurt. Now I'm running from the love, I'm not fast, so I'm making it worse. Now I'm digging up a grave from the past. I'm a whole different person. It's a gift and a curse, and I cannot reverse it. I can't reverse it.
I don't need a barber. I cut my own. What you mean? What you mean?
Henry Cejudos coach Eric says that he wasn't even aware of his retirement.
During camp, there was no talk of retirement. We were always talking about who's next. Well, first it was Aldo. We were saying who's next after Aldo, but then it became Cruz. And then we were planning on, okay, Aldo's going to be next. Then possibly we're going after Volkanovski and become C4. We had all kinds of things, depending on who had the BMF belt. If it was the right matchup, we would have had 5G. We had nicknames planned. There was all kinds of stuff going on. And then, boom, the evolution of Henry Cejudo started really when he lost to Demetrius Johnson. when he lost to Demetrius Johnson, he finally had a chip on his shoulder. Because like these other Olympians that come over, they have something to prove. They didn't make it. Maybe you took second in the Olympics or fourth, or you were an Olympian, but there was more, a little bit of something just to prove. And Henry was already at the top of the mountain, then he just slid down. And not too many people are willing to start at the bottom of another mountain, and Henry was, but there was no chip. And I saw everything change when he lost to Demetrius Johnson, and we made changes as a coaching staff. I came on board. Then I think one of the biggest ones is when he went to Brazil and started training with Patricio and Patricky. I always told Henry about Patricio, but he hadn't met him yet. And when Patricio fought Benson Henderson, and that is when Henry was like, what is that style? And I was like, you need to come down to Brazil, because he has a new karate coach named Mano Santana. And that's what I did. We brought him down, and then we fought Wilson Hayes. He got his first knockout. Then the next one was Sergio Pettis, where we decided to take him down and ride him. And then the next was Demetrius Johnson. And when he beat Demetrius Johnson, I think the monkey was off his back. And a lot of people don't know this, that Henry didn't sleep for like 2 years after he lost to Demetrius. He couldn't sleep. And then after he beat Demetrius was the truly game changer. The catapult was the Pitbull brothers, but when he beat Demetrius, it was like he's unbeatable. Was in his mind. It just put him on another level that nobody else was on.
Colby Covington, in a recent interview with Brett Okamoto, speaks on what's next for him.
I've done everything there is to do in this sport, man. I'm the only fighter to ever go to the White House and hang out with the sitting president. You know, that no one's going to ever do that again. You know, another thing George lied about, saying he was going to go to the president's office, but that's a whole other story in itself. I'm not fighting anybody, man. I'm America's champ. I'm the people's champ. You know, I'm Donald Trump's favorite fighter. I fight for the troops. I fight for the Trumps. I fight for America. But, you know, I'm defending America's will, and our spirit can't be broken. And I want my rematch with Marty Fake Newsman. You know, I was willing to fight Tyrone Woodley because he's washed up. And, you know, I'm just sick of hearing from the guy. I just want that guy to be muted and end forever. So I was willing to end his career, you know, on Fight Island, throw him to the Sharks. We never hear from him again. You know, I'm willing to beat my ex-best friend, you know, George Masvidal. You know, he's another guy. But, you know, besides those three, you know, if it's not like a huge name and money fight, I'm not wasting my time. I've already made plenty of money in this business, you know. But, you know, I know how I want a fair shake at a world title fight, and I didn't get a fair shake. So I already won a world title in the past, so now I'm looking to get my second and win another one, the Power Ranger belt.
Drew Dober at the UFC Fight Night 171 post-fight press conference speaks on his victory over Alexander Hernandez.
Despite how, you know, getting the victory, and still some bumps and bruises all over the place, but overall I feel fantastic. I really love doing what I do, and coming out with a victory is pretty surreal. I assumed he was going to come out pretty enthusiastic. He's young, he's athletic, he's, you know, energetic, and I knew he was going to come out like that. But when things don't go his way, he tries to make an adjustment and makes him uncomfortable. So my goal was to just not allow him to feel comfortable in there. This guy's a talented guy, and you know, I have to give him my all to put him away. And so when Herb grabbed me, it was a shock to me as well. I need to watch the fight, but I know Herb Dean is one of the best referees, you know, ever. So his judgment is gold, and so I know he was stopping the fight, you know, the way he seems fit.
And Michael Bisping on the Believe You Me podcast speaks on a potential fight between Francis Ngannou versus Daniel Cormier.
I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. What I will say is that learning wrestling and learning wrestling defense takes a long time. You know what I mean? It's not overnight, and you got to put the proof in. You know, it only comes from getting in there and actually fighting guys, and that's when you realize that you're making mistakes. So we'll see. But I'll tell you what, listen, I want to see DC fight Stipe for the third time. That's the fight that should happen. That's the fight that needs to happen. That's the fight that I want to see. But I got to say, I'm a little bit excited at the prospect of seeing DC versus Ngannou, because I would love to see how that goes down. It would probably be another rear naked choke victory for DC, or we could see DC get knocked out. I don't know. It's very exciting. We've already seen Stipe versus Ngannou, and I'd like to see a rematch, of course, to see what he could do differently. But I want to see DC versus Ngannou as well, man. That yeah, that's a fight. I want to see that. But Jon, saying that kind of forces DC into a corner, because what is DC got to say? I mean, he does joke and he's very humble like that. He will say, you know, that guy's gigantic. But as you say, when the fighter element comes out, you know, the guy that wants to be the champion again, he's got no choice but to say, oh, Francis Ngannou, I'll take him out. Obviously, he was way more polite than that. But you see what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, this fight is becoming a reality because Stipe's on the sidelines. I don't think they'll bring in an interim belt. I don't think that's the right thing, but who knows? Who knows when Stipe could fight again? And if he says that he's unwilling to, and this goes on for another year, then I guess the division would have to move on.